Hello Sunshine Fam, and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. As you can see, it is fall here in Minnesota. The tree across the way is about halfway colored with yellow, and there's still some green there, but this tree here is obviously starting to lose its leaves. I don't have a lot of trees outside my apartment. And I guess I could go outside and show you. There's some woods over this way a little bit. I was afraid to go out here because when I went to take the trash out, there was a lot of bees. And it is a nice day out here for the middle of October. I don't know how well you can see with the sun shining there, but there's some trees over there that are starting to turn color. But really, only these two trees, and then there's that tree down there that is pretty much empty of leaves. And that, I've got my bird feeder here that apparently the birds have started eating it, because I did have a different kind of bird seed at the beginning, or at the bottom here. That was the end of what I had, and they throw it all over the ground here. Which I've got the tarp here so that my neighbors downstairs don't get mad that they're getting a lot of corn on their deck or anything. They haven't said anything to me, but just being neighborly, you know. So, sorry about that. So I've got a lot to talk to you about today. Oh, there's a bird that came. Usually that bird feeder, like once I fill it, usually that bird feeder is gone within 20 minutes. So here I am. Hi everybody. My name is Chloe. Welcome to my channel. Sorry about the bad camera work here as I get set up. Clean that up a little bit more. So obviously this video is uploading after the one that I made of Chris Fleming saying what he's been going through. So I won't reiterate that video. If you haven't seen that, it's on my channel under In His Own Words is the title of the video. And it was in his Facebook shorts, and so I know those usually don't last but maybe like 24 hours, so that's why I videotaped it and wanted to share that with all of you. So I let him speak for himself this time. But as far as C-Dawg and myself, we are doing better from the last time that I talked to you. C-Dawg is now back to work, which is good. He is no longer a manager. He is at the store closest to where he lives now, which is good, so he doesn't have to spend a lot of money on gas going to the location he was at, which was way over in St. Paul, suburb of St. Paul. So now he's at the store back where he was for a while. And I think he's only doing part-time for the time being. I don't know if he's going to go up to full-time or not, but he's very happy to get out of the house and be making money again and everything. So I may not have to do a GoFundMe for him. I have not set that up since I don't really know much about GoFundMe. We'll see if I will need to do that depending on what his insurance will pay for, if he can claim workman's comp or not. Granted, it didn't happen while he was at work, the appendicitis. It happened overnight, but I believe that the stress of his job was a contributor to it. Let's just put it that way. My foot is doing better. I'm not constantly in the boot or anything. This is the foot. Going through physical therapy, and I've got about 2 more sessions of physical therapy, and then after that they're going to do an MRI on my ankle and see if the physical therapy is working, and if it's not, then we start talking surgery. So right now surgery is kind of on the back burner at the time, for the time being. Just have some exercises to do at home, which I haven't really been very good at doing that the last couple days. I've been trying to do it a little bit more. I've got like this latex band that I'm supposed to put around my foot, and then kind of like, I don't know if you can see, so like I point my toe like this, and then I slowly bring it up like this with the band around the bottom of my foot to kind of stretch the muscles in the ankle area. They did diagnose me with Achilles tendonitis. So all those doctor visits I did earlier this year and all that money I spent, I really should have gone to Twin Cities Orthopedics to start with, because they're the ones that I believe officially diagnosed me properly. After that last video that I made over at C-Dawg's apartment, I came home that night and I noticed that Dusky was not doing very well. He was kind of lethargic, walking around his cage, and I noticed that he had a very large bulge on the back of his haunches. And I'm not sure what it was. I didn't have the money, obviously, to take him to the vet. And being that he was a hamster, I never really took him to the vet at all. And with all my medical bills, that kind of took priority. So I just kind of kept an eye on him for a few days. And sadly, that was, I think the day that I did that video was on October 4th. And October 8th, I got up, I had to go to work, and he was barely moving in his cage. And I thought, yep, he's going to be gone by the end of the day. And since he was a hamster, I went into work. Now, you might think that that was kind of inappropriate, being that he was a pet of mine and stuff, but like I said, he was a hamster. I didn't really spend a lot of time with him because I worked so much, and then he was nocturnal, so, because hamsters are nocturnal, and so I didn't really spend a lot of time with him. And you notice that I never held him in my hands, so I never trained him to be handled by me. I did pick him up a couple times with a glove on in case he bit, but I never really got that close to him. And so that evening when I got home from work, Dusky was gone. So I had got a little, while I was at work, I got like a little plastic container to put him in, and put some paper towels in there and everything. And I put him in the container, and I kind of said my goodbyes to him that morning. And I feel like before I even got to my car, he was probably gone, because he just went that quick. And so I was calling around to these different vets, you know, the vet that I took Lucky to when I put him down, and that I had taken Rainbow to when she was sick, and when I had to take Lucky in. It was a vet that my family had used when I was growing up and I had a dog named Mitzi. We would bring Mitzi to this same vet. This vet has been in business for many, many, many years. And I asked them how much it would cost for them to cremate Dusky. And I said, he's a hamster. And they told me it was going to be $84 or $89. And I went, $89 for a hamster? I'm like, he's only this big. He's little tiny. So I went, I'll look somewhere else. So there's a vet close by me, and I called them, and they were going to charge me like almost $150 to put him down. I went, this is ridiculous. He's not a Great Dane or a pit bull. He's a hamster. So I went to the Humane Society with C-Dawg one day when he was finally able to get out of the house. He was driving at that point, and brought him over there. Met C-Dawg there. First, C-Dawg wasn't going to go, and then he decided to get out of the house. So I went over to the Humane Society first, and I brought him in, and I said, you know, how much do you guys charge to dispose of him? And they told me $25. So I went, here you go. So like, that's way better than $100 to $150 to cremate a hamster. So I gave him to the Humane Society, paid the price, and people have been asking me if I plan on getting another hamster or another pet, And given my current medical situation right now and all these medical bills that I've still got coming in, right now I'm holding off on getting another pet. It does feel weird being in here without him, even though he was small and I didn't spend a lot of time with him. I would always come home and say, hey, Deskers, how's it going? And I'd come in my living room and look at the cage and see if he was up, or, you know, try to wake him up or whatever and pet him a little bit. And even though I didn't spend a lot of time with him, it kind of gave me comfort knowing that he was in the apartment. Not that he could protect me or anything from his cage, but I know you guys are probably laughing about that, but just knowing that there was another living being in the apartment made me feel happy and kind of comforted, knowing that there was another living being here. And so ever since I put him down, it's felt empty in here, and it's really weird. Like when I go out to my kitchen and stuff, I kind of peek around the corner and I'm like, oh, the cage isn't there. Because I did throw the cage out, which you might think was kind of a stupid thing to do. But here's the thing. He would kind of use the corners of that drawer thing as his bathroom. And I don't know what disease he may have had. And I had bought a special spray to try to clean those corners, and I wasn't getting all the icky stuff out of there. So if I was to ever get another hamster, I didn't want to bring in a new hamster and have whatever disease he may have had lingering in the cage. So I just took the whole cage and threw it away. So that's another reason I'm waiting to get another hamster, because the cages are not cheap. And so then I went back and I was looking at my videos from when I got him, and the video I made of the day that I got him was actually, let's see, when did he, yeah, he died on October 4th or 8th. And I had gotten him October 11th, I think, of 2022. So yeah, it was almost 2 years to the day that I got him as to when he passed away, which I thought was really strange. You know, I almost had him for exactly 2 years, which is really weird to think about. And I was sitting right here in this spot when I got him and showed him to you guys, if you remember that. I think that video I titled The New Love of My Life or something like that. I have a new love in my life or something along those lines. It was from October 11th of 2022. And so if you want to go back and watch that, see how little he was. And I did take a last picture of him a few days before he passed away. And I have to go get my camera or my phone, so give me a second here. Sorry guys, I was unprepared. Okay, I don't remember if it's in my camera or if it's on Facebook. Give me just 1 second, guys, sorry. My phone is kind of acting up a little bit. I think it was actually on Facebook that I took it. Oh, and I can show you in the meantime, I'll show you the picture of my heel. So that's what my heel looks like. So if you look where the arrow, the mouse arrow is, and look to the left of that, you'll see like a piece that's kind of separated from the back of my heel over on this side. It's actually a calcium deposit. So that's what my heel looks like. That was taken at Twin Cities Orthopedics. Don't know. No, I don't have it in this, so I'll have to go to my Facebook page and show you the picture. It's not a graphic picture or anything. He was still alive during the time that I took this picture. Just gonna take me a second to find it. Yeah, so I re-uploaded, I reposted that. Oh, it's called A New Special Someone in My Life, was the YouTube video that I shared the day that I got him. And I know with Chris Fleming, he mentioned something. He didn't quite mention everything that was going on with him. So I do have... oh, I can't do it that way. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How am I going to do this? Because it's on... Okay, I'm going to have to show it from the top here. Okay. So there's Dusky, just a few days before I had to put him down. And the reason I had to do it that way is because my name is on the top of it. And you guys don't know me by my real name. Most of you don't. So that was Dusky, a few days before he passed away. So the good news is, with Chris Fleming, and I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit like I always do. So, what day was that he posted that on Facebook? Or that I posted it on Facebook? The good thing about Chris is after he went through the first round of chemo, they did another bone marrow biopsy. And the cool thing is, October 10th, I said, just got the word Chris Fleming is cancer-free. So when they did the biopsy, when he first went in, and I may have talked about this in my previous video, I don't know. When he first went in, he had this cancer in 70% of his body. And what he said, not in the video that I posted, but in another video that I didn't record, it was in one of his shorts, he said that, or no, it wasn't even that. It was Dave Schrader had done a podcast of an interview with Chris, and Chris was talking about it in this podcast. And so he said that when he did the first biopsy, they called him at home and they said, you need to get back to the hospital like right now. And Chris is like, well, I've got stuff going. Can I come in next week? And they said, no, you have to come in now. And when he went in, they gave him the news that the cancer was in 70% of his body. And if they didn't treat it right then and there, within 2 weeks, 100% of his body would be infected with this leukemia. And then October 10th, after the first round of chemo, 14 days of chemo, he was in the hospital for 6 weeks to keep an eye on things. And he he got pneumonia, and he had a bad rash, and he had blood clots, and all kinds of problems that they took care of when he was at the hospital. He went home for 2 weeks, went back in for another bone marrow biopsy, and they found that the first round of chemo wiped out everything of the cancer, and his immune system was starting to build back up again, which is fabulous news, which is why he said, keep the prayers coming. Right now he is, I guess, what you would call in remission. Hopefully, like he said, it won't come back like it did with his buddy, but we're still praying for you, Chris. We love you. Love you, buddy. And he's just doing really, really well. So he goes in, he just got done with the second round of chemo, and then he said something about having to go in, I want to say weekly, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for blood transfusions. And then he has like 4 more rounds of chemo, well, maybe 3 now, since he just did 1, over the next 4 months. So he still needs your prayers. His GoFundMe is now way up over $33,000. I'll give you the exact number here. They bumped it up to $40,000 as the goal. And a lot of people are like, oh, why do you have to, why don't you just get rid of everything? Well, do you want him to be living on the streets with chemo, with leukemia? I wouldn't. So he's obviously going to be out of work for a while. And what am I trying to get to? Not this. Oh, wait, yeah, okay. Oh, GoFundMe, okay. I think I'm getting chemo brain. Although I don't have cancer. Okay, GoFundMe. And I was saying a thought and I totally forgot about it. I don't have dementia, I swear to God. But just when I get focused on something else, I forget what I was talking about. Sorry. Might come back. Okay. So let me find out how much money he has raised. Wow. Yeah, so they boosted it up to $40,000. $34,451 raised for Chris. That is amazing. That is freaking amazing. So let me show you his GoFundMe page. This is what it looks like. So if you feel inclined and you have the means to donate to him, that's how you do it. Just go to GoFundMe, and that's what the title of it is. And that's the picture. So $34,451 raised. That's amazing, with 568 donations. And they bumped it up to 40,000. And there is an update to him, which is probably what I've already said. So the Susan Cummins, who organized this and is a close friend of Chris's and Dave Schrader's, says Chris completed his first 5 weeks of initial chemotherapy from August 23rd through September 26th to stop the spread of AML leukemia. He was released to recover further at home for 2 weeks, where he rested and was taken care of by his sister. Another bone marrow biopsy was taken, showing the leukemia decreased to 10%, and then again, currently showing miraculously the AML is gone from his bone marrow area. Regardless, as we all know, cancer goes into remission, and his doctor has recommended further treatment to make sure it does come back. I think she meant it doesn't come back, and hasn't spread to other parts of his body due to it now being in his bloodstream. Chris will be undergoing 4 months of further chemotherapy and blood transfusions to make sure his cancer is gone and does not return, after a promising bone marrow biopsy report on October 10th that revealed that the first grueling 5 weeks of treatment of chemotherapy was successful in eradicating 70% of leukemia, which was found in his bone marrow and blood on August 22nd, 2024. This is nothing short of a miracle, but there is much more to do. To keep it away, and in the process, as well as monitor his health, physical and mental state, internal organs, and state of blood during the continued treatments. Now that the leukemia is in his blood cancer can travel to other parts of the body and rig its ugly head, turning into cancerous tumors. Further chemo, okay, this is different. Further chemo and cancer treatment will do its job to hopefully making sure cancer doesn't show up somewhere else. Chris currently started his second session of chemo treatment in Chicago Northwestern Prentice Hospital for Oncology on Monday, October 14th, for 1 week until Saturday, October 19th, which is today. He will be back home for 3 weeks, having 3 hours of blood transfusions on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, every week for 3 weeks, then returning back to Northwestern for the next round in mid to late November, and he will be doing this protocol 4 times over the next 4 to 5 months in what looks like a brutal and time-consuming schedule. He will be having another bone marrow biopsy mid-November to evaluate further that AML leukemia is not returning and has been wiped out, as well as not hiding in other parts of the body. There is always a chance of returning with a vengeance, which is why more treatment is necessary to make sure it stays away. Please keep him in his Please keep him in his prayers and your prayers, as well that there won't be any damage to any other parts of his body from chemo, as he has had extensive blood clots from the chemotherapy and is on over 8 medications and has to inject blood thinners every 12 hours to prevent clotting. He has had some other severe side effects that doctors are monitoring and treating along the way, including some liver issues, eye pain, brain fog, and head, neck, and nerve spasms. He is not working and won't be for at least 6 months or more until he no longer needs treatment and is cleared in good health to go back to work. He will be neutropenic over the next 4 to 5 months until his immune system has fully repaired itself from the chemo and immune restarts. Okay, so maybe I was wrong on that. Due to being neutropenic and having little to no immune system as it rebuilds, this will prevent him from traveling and being in front of people and crowds at this time. He wants to thank you for the loving comments, inspirations, prayers, cards, and donations that helps keep him going. If you have been watching some of his posts on Instagram or Twitter, he has occasionally shared some video messages and updates on the ups and downs of his journey when he has energy to do so. Also on Facebook, because I'm not on Instagram or Twitter, which is now called X apparently. So that's where things are at with Chris Fleming. So I guess it isn't completely eradicated from his body, but at least the AML is gone. So that's amazing. Like I said, God cannot turn a deaf ear to thousands of people praying for him around the world. And I know that you guys have been praying for him too, so I know he appreciates it. I appreciate it because I consider him very near and dear to my heart. So, with that, I'm about done with this video, but I just wanted to say, as you all know, the Northern Lights have been quite spectacular this year in certain parts of the country. I still have not seen them yet. In my 57 years on this earth, 57 plus years on this earth. And so hopefully between now and 2026, when the scientists say that this 11-year lunar or solar cycle is over, I will be able to see the Northern Lights, which would be freaking amazing. I did get to see the supermoon the other night, which I took a picture. Didn't turn out all that great. I don't remember if I did that on Facebook or if I did it in a regular picture, which I think I did it in a regular picture. So I can show that to you. I had to take it kind of high because I was taking it from inside a window. So that's what I got of the supermoon. So pretty amazing. And of course the comet, that Atlas comet is is up in the sky, and they're saying that we should still be able to see it this weekend. I tried to see it last night, but that we had too much cloud cover here. Have not seen that yet either, and I guess it's a once in 80,000 years, so once in a lifetime situation for that comet. And then we've got a meteor shower going on. I mean, there's just so much going on in the skies nowadays. But given the fact that usually I go to bed kind of late, but I've been kind of falling asleep earlier. So I haven't really seen that. But when I was down in Amarillo and there was another meteor shower, I did get to see some shooting stars when I was down in Amarillo from my room at my cousin's house, which was really pretty cool. Because she kind of lived out in the middle of nowhere in Amarillo, and the night sky was just beautiful. You could see stars for miles. It was really, really pretty. Haven't heard from her in a long time, and I probably never will again because of the way that I left, so we're just going to leave it at that. So hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully you guys have been able to see some of these celestial events that are going on. I know I had a friend from high school share pictures of what she took outside her house Again, it's on Facebook. Or no, it was, I think she did it on Messenger, actually. So I can maybe show that to you. Give me just a second here. She saw him outside her back door, and that was freaking amazing. And I should have looked when I saw them, but yeah, so I can show that to you. So that was the picture she took out in her yard. She lives in the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin, on a farm. So that was one picture. This was the other picture that she took, which is really, really pretty. And I should have looked when she sent them to me at 9:30, but I didn't look till 1:30 in the morning, and I couldn't see them anywhere. Now, you might think that because I live in the Twin Cities that I won't be able to see them, but I'm far enough away from the city where the light from the major metropolitan area isn't affecting where I live. So you would think I'd be able to see them out this way. But so far, nothing. But hopefully I can see the comet tonight. They did say that next week, or like on Halloween, that you should be able to see the comet during the day without binoculars. I don't know how that's possible. But I am trying to see it. They do say that the further away it gets from the Earth, then it's harder to see without binoculars. And I haven't seen it yet. I did see a little, like a really bright star, but it didn't have a tail on it, so I don't think it was the comet. And I don't think, if I think back when Halley's Comet was coming through, I don't even think I saw that either. I don't think I've seen a comet. Which is really kind of sad. But hopefully someday I can get back here to my pictures behind here. I don't think Ireland is in the cards next year, because right now my hours have been cut at work to 30 hours a week instead of 40 hours. Per the doctor's orders until November 11th. So I've really got to watch my money. So I'm trying not to spend a lot of money on like snacky stuff or things I don't have to have. Obviously I still need to pay for insurance and electricity and my rent and gas for my car and food and stuff like that, but beyond that, I'm trying not to spend too much money on things I don't need to have. So, and I don't know if I ever made an official announcement. I know I mentioned it in my last video, which I rewatched it and I realized that I said the wrong person's name at one point when I said Clary lives with C-Dawg. I meant to say Silverstar lives with C-Dawg. Clary does not live in the Twin Cities. She lives way out west. I don't really talk to her at all, which is very unfortunate. Kind of her decision, I believe, because every time I try to talk to her, she doesn't really talk back. So I don't really know how the pregnancy is going. I don't know how the kids are doing, which I really wish that she would keep in touch with me, but that's another story. Not trying to bring you guys into my family drama. But yeah, Silverstar lives with C-Dawg. And Silverstar and Wolf are now officially engaged. We were out, let's see, again, I gotta go through the phone here. We were out at a venue looking at how beautiful it was and talking to the gal about how much it cost and what all was involved with it. And that day, Wolf's, let's see if I can tell when these pictures were taken. I don't know if it'll tell me when it was taken. Okay, August 11th. So we were out at this venue, and Wolf was with us, and his mom was with us, And we were at this area that the lady that she does weddings on her property, so she kind of made her property into like a wedding venue place. And there's several different places that you can get married there. And there's this one area that's kind of up a little bit of a hill that Durfee Wolf's mom was having a hard time walking that day. So when we went to meet, the kids were kind of in front of us, and I stayed back with Durfee Wolf's mom. And I asked her, I said, is he planning on proposing today? Because he wasn't going to propose until the furry conference. And she turned to me and she said, that's the plan. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And that was the day that Simon had his birthday party. So I had my camera with me, not knowing before we went that he was going to propose that day. So we're up, me and C-Dawg and Silverstar and Durfee Wolf went up to this area that the lady that lives there calls the first look area, for the bride and the groom to kind of have that first look of each other in the dress and the tux or suit, whatever. And we're talking about it, you know, about the venue and everything. And Silverstar turns to go down the hill and turns back. And she ends up seeing this. And she says, oh, that's so cute. She thought it was a photo op thing. She thought he was just being cute. So then he pulls out the ring. And she went, are you serious right now? And he says her full name. And he says, will you marry me? And she goes, yes. And that was the picture that I took right after she said yes. And then this is him putting the ring on her finger. I don't know how well these pictures are turning out. And then, of course, the kiss and the hug. Well, he's still on one knee. And C-Dawg did videotape it. And then these were pictures that I took of another area of the venue. So this is kind of like an engagement picture, but they're actually getting their official engagement pictures done tomorrow. So this is her looking at the ring and him looking at the camera. And that's her ring. So very, very pretty. It's very dainty. It's not really big or anything. And then I set up this shot. Because C-Dawg's going to be one of the groomsmen. So I set up this shot to make it look like they were getting married. Which I thought was kind of funny. So yeah. So they are now officially engaged as of August 11th. And she didn't think he had the ring. And he had been showing it off to everybody at work. So everybody at work knew that he had the ring. And so when he gave her the ring, she said, you silly, you told me that you couldn't afford it. And so then they gave each other the hug and everything, and he was crying and she was crying, and so now we've got the wedding plans going. They've hired me as their kind of their wedding coordinator, which pretty much all I'm doing is I've written out all the tasks that they need to do for each month, and then I give them the paper every month, and they do the hard work. And then if needed, if they get too busy or whatever, they don't have time, and phone calls need to be made or meetings need to be set up, then they can use me to do that. So so that's what I'm doing for them. I'm pretty much leaving all the wedding planning to them. I'm just kind of in the background trying to keep them on track and everything. They have not yet found a venue. They hope to get married August 16th of next year. And so the next month, which is November, which is coming up here soon, they'll be sending out the save the dates. So several of you will be getting save the dates for their wedding. They still have to lock in a venue to make sure that the venue can have it on the day that they want to get married, so that when they do the save the dates, that the date is the proper date. Because I have all the lists and stuff here. And I've got Silverstar's dress and everything that goes with her, the shoes and everything here. I've got Adriana's dress and all of her stuff here. I would show you, but Adriana's dress matches Silverstar's dress, and I know Dre Wolf watches my videos, and he doesn't want to see any of that until the day that they walk down the aisle. So can't show you the pictures of Adriana in her wedding, in her flower girl dress, because she's going to be the flower girl. Simon is going to be the ring bearer. And then Silverstar has her wedding party set up, which includes Clairy. And of course, C-Dawg is also one of the groomsmen for Dre Wolf as well. So wedding plans are starting to take shape. We're still, you know, just under a year away. So we're, you know, it's just in the beginning stages and stuff. Some months only have like 1 or 2 items on the list, and some of them are already done, so we don't have to worry about it. So they can work on other things that they may not have gotten to in the previous months. So they're still looking for a venue. Hopefully, Dre Wolf was thinking of maybe having it at his brother's house. He's going to discuss it with his brother tomorrow, because they're on a very tight budget, and a lot of these places that they've been checking out are like at least $10,000 to hold it, because they want to get married outdoors. And I suggested to her about maybe checking with churches that they might be cheaper, but she doesn't really attend church. So if the brother thing doesn't work, then they might go and look at Dre Wolf's church. I think his mom goes to church. I don't know if he does, but anyway, they're going to maybe check out that church to see how much it would cost for that. Granted, his brother does live quite a ways away from the Twin Cities, so it'd be a little bit of a hardship for everybody to get there, but they don't have a lot of people on their list, their guest list, and some of them are from way out of state. They come from all over the United States, so they may not come. I mean, we'd obviously invite them, but they may not be able to come. So, given their financial situation, or they might not be able to travel at that time, we'll have to see. So, but we're talking like months away from now that the invites would go out anyway. That doesn't happen until like 2 months before the wedding. So, but the save the dates will be going out next month. So, some of you are on the guest list, so you will be getting a save the date. Would be cool if you guys from out of state can come. Some of my friends that are also friends with Silverstar from Illinois, maybe you guys can come. So that's where things are at with the wedding plans. So I'll kind of keep you updated on that as well. And she's already, she's already got the bridesmaids' dresses picked out as well, which are very pretty. It's kind of a light lilac color, like a light purple in color. So that's, and they're like an evening gown. They're like full length, and they're strapless with a slit up the side. So some of them, like, Clary is not comfortable wearing the slit so high, so she might have hers sewn up a little bit so that there's still a little bit of a slit, but not way up. And by the time that the wedding happens, Clary will have already had her baby. So, because her baby is due in February, and we know it's a boy, and the baby's name is going to be Matthew. So we're going to have Adriana and Simon and Rebecca and Matthew. And that's going to be it. No more babies from Clary. So, and of course, C-Dawg is talking about, oh, how many babies do you think Silverstar and Dre Wolf are going to have? I went, let's get them married first, please. It's like, stop rushing everything. So, anyway. So thanks for joining me today, and this was longer than I anticipated it to be, but you know me, I like to talk because I don't really talk to a lot of people, and I really got to watch my time because I'm supposed to meet a friend of mine. I guess it is only about 5 o'clock maybe. Oh, what time is it? It's 5:19. Yeah, I got to get ready to go and meet my friend. I don't know what she's going to give me, like a shirt that she got that says, it says San Diego on it, but it's green. So she thought she would incorporate San Diego and Ireland all in one. And she bought it for me, which I thought was really, really sweet of her. So she's been in one of my videos too. She's one of the Sunshine Fams. She was in my video for the Como Zoo, or not the Como Zoo, the conservatory for my birthday a couple years ago. So she was in that video. A couple little clips of her in that video. I tried not to film her too much because she didn't like being in front of the camera. But and for those of you that are wondering, John and I are still just friends, and that's the way it's going to remain. So stop asking me if we're dating, because we're not dating. Right, John? We are not dating. We're just very, very good friends. So I am not seeing anybody despite the ring. It's supposed to be a man detractor from work, but it doesn't work very well. I had one guy that was hitting on me at work, and he's like, oh, maybe we can go to dinner afterward, after you get off of work. And I went, sir? And he goes, that's okay, me too. And I'm like, get out of my line. Like, oh my God. It's like, this isn't, a retail store is not the place to pick up women. So, whatever. All right, well, I will talk with you guys another day. Please keep your prayers coming for, obviously, Chris Fleming, for C-Dawg, even though he's doing better, and for my ankle. And I will definitely keep you informed as to whether or not we have to do surgery, which would mean that I'd be out of work for a little while. And I was told that maybe my insurance might be able to qualify me for short-term disability, which would mean that I would get paid a little something if I do have surgery, which is a big if right now. That if I am laid up for a little while, that I still have some money coming in, because I don't really have a savings. I don't have a 401k, or as Phoebe Buffet would say, a 401k. Yeah, I know you guys are all laughing now. So, and also, I know there's been a lot of talk in the news, not only about the presidential election, but about everything that's going on in Israel and the Palestinians and Gaza and all that stuff. Can we please keep in mind how that conflict started? Okay? It was just over a year ago that Hamas broke through the barriers from Gaza into Israel and murdered a bunch of people and took them hostage into Gaza, and the Palestinians support the Hamas. Now, I'm not saying innocent people deserve to be killed or anything, you know, in this conflict or whatever, but let's remember that's how the whole thing started. So stop being anti-Semitic, okay? The Israelis did not ask to be murdered that day. You know, that's what makes me so mad, is that in recent months I've been hearing about colleges where the kids are like beating up on on Jewish people because of the conflict going on. Do you ever stop to think that maybe those people might have family members that were killed on October 7th of last year? You know, we should be supporting these people. I'm not saying that war is right, but it does say in the Bible that war does happen. These things must happen before the great and awesome day of the Lord. So, I mean, there's wars I mean, we've forgotten about the Ukrainian war that's going on. That's not even mentioned, but, you know, Putin went in there, and those people didn't ask to be killed. It's almost like World War II all over again when Hitler invaded Poland, you know? And Austria and all those other places. I mean, Putin is... I'm sorry, did I say Putin? I meant Hitler. I'm always misspeaking. Hitler is the one that went into those areas in World War II. But Putin is a dictator. Okay? Let's keep that in mind. So pray for the people of Ukraine. Pray for the people of Israel. Pray for the people of Palestine that are innocents that are being killed in the middle of all this. But the Hamas, who was a terrorist group, are the ones that really started it. Okay, so I'm going to get off my soapbox now. Didn't mean to make this a political thing here, but I just, I'm looking at my year in review magazine from last year, and there's a picture of a war, and it brought that to mind. So anyway, pray, 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 pray for everybody in the world, for peace and love and kindness, and be kind to one another. I don't care what your skin color is. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care about your background. I don't care about gender, this or that, whatever. We're all human beings, okay? I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat or independent, or if you're from Russia or China, or I don't care about any of that. We're all human beings. We are all equal in God's eyes, and that's how we should look at one another, okay? That's how I look at people. I don't look at people's skin color or their background or sexual orientation or religion or anything like that. We're all human beings. If you were to take the heart of different people and put them on a table and not identify them in any way, you cannot tell the difference between one person, if it's a male heart or a female heart, or Chinese or black or white or Hispanic or Asian or Russian or whatever. The inside of our bodies, if you were to take out a piece of that part of your body and lay it on a table with somebody else's, you cannot tell the difference. That's how we should be looking at people. Okay? So love one another. That's what you got to do. There's too much hatred. COVID changed everything with everybody, and they're still going crazy. Just love one another. Go up to somebody and give them words of encouragement. If they look like they're having a down day, even if they don't look like they're having a down day, just say, hey, I hope you have a sunny day. You can use my phrase. I don't care. Tell them you hope you have a sunny day, or have a great day or whatever. Just tell them something positive. Oh, you look really nice today. Or, I'm sorry to hear you're having a bad day. I hope it goes better. That, be nice to one another. I don't care if you know them or not. Just be nice to one another. Be kind to one another. Love each other. That's what we got to do, right? That's what Chris Fleming said. All right. I'm shutting up now. That's what I said about 5 minutes ago. So you guys, thank you for joining me today. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. I don't think a lot of people are doing that. I have 310 subscribers. I thank you all very much. And I've got people from all over the world watching me, so kind of scary. But anyway, hope you guys are doing well today. And if you're not, I'm very sorry to hear that you're having a down day. But you joined me today, and I'm here to try to promote positivity. So you guys have a sunny day. Love all of you. Every one of you, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.